When I first started kettlebell training, I was 20 years old, and like many young 20-somethings, I was full of piss and vinegar and wanted to be an absolute unit, which often led to poor decisions in my training that I'd like to help you avoid. So today, we're covering the kettlebell essentials and what you need to know to get on the fast track to making the most out of this amazing tool for both functional strength and fat loss. With that said, let's dive in. First things first, kettlebells are an extremely versatile tool. So whether you're looking to increase functional strength, shed body fat, or improve mobility and core stability, you can do it all with this one implement. However, there are three fundamental exercises in particular I would highly suggest mastering before you dive into movements like the kettlebell clean or the kettlebell snatch. Otherwise, you'll end up like 20-year-old Gabe attending a kettlebell sports certification, not knowing the first thing about the implement and having an instructor tell you that the kettlebell will be your teacher. Thanks, Mr. Miyagi.
Breathe in through nose, out the mouth.
What they failed to tell me was that without mastering the basics, the kettlebell was more like a disgruntled teacher with a bad hangover looking for an excuse to whip my ass with a wooden paddle. Only the kettlebell was the paddle and my ass was my forearm, meaning my clean technique was so poor and I was so stubborn that I left that certification with goose egg sized lumps on the back of both forearms. Have I convinced you to master the fundamentals first yet? I hope so, because the first three exercises I would suggest mastering are as follows. Number 1, the goblet squat. Number 2, the kettlebell swing, and number 3, the single arm overhead press. The reason being, in order to master the goblet squat and the overhead press, you have to clear up mobility restrictions in the ankle, hips, shoulders, and T-spine, which opens you up to a ton of other exercises where mobility is required in all of the aforementioned areas, like the Turkish get-up, for instance. And mastering the hinge pattern involved in the swing lays the foundation for the hinge pattern you'll need for your clean and snatch variations, which also means these exercises allow you to expand your exercise arsenal rapidly, largely thanks to the front rack position you learn in the single arm overhead press. Here's the breakdown. Most beginners make the mistake of grabbing the kettlebell handle like it's a dumbbell and put it straight across the center of their palm, which is a dead giveaway of an inexperienced kettlebell practitioner. How you're actually supposed to front rack the kettlebell is by allowing the handle to rest across the heel of the palm at a 45-degree angle, with the horn of the kettlebell that is on your pinky side resting along the outside edge of your forearm here. And by mastering this, you can turn a goblet squat into a single arm front squat. And if you combine a single arm front squat with a press, you have a thruster. And if you combine a single arm swing variation with a smooth transition to this front rack position, you have yourself a kettlebell clean. And just like that, your list of kettlebell exercises will grow faster than the list of dudes T-Swift is broken up with. Speaking of instability, let's talk about how to make sure you're properly balancing muscle groups over the course of a week while training with kettlebells. You ready for this? Balance your squat and lunge patterns, like goblet squats or front rack lunges, with hinge patterns, like kettlebell swings or kettlebell snatches. And balance push patterns, like floor presses or overhead presses, with pull patterns, like single arm rows or seesaw rows. And by balancing squats, hinges, pushes, and pulls over the course of a week of workouts, you have a nice general template to plug and play different exercises. If you found this tip helpful, do me a favor and smash that like button before I give you one last tip. Most beginners get overwhelmed by selecting sets, reps, and rest periods. But one of the most important things for losing body fat is increasing lean muscle mass, because muscle is more metabolically active than fat, meaning as you put a little lean muscle mass on, you'll be more likely to burn calories at rest. And the cool part about muscular hypertrophy and putting on lean muscle, your body isn't picky. It doesn't matter if you're doing heavy sets of 5 reps or less, or repetitions of 20. With that said, my preference is to keep most beginners between 8 and 12 reps just because it gives them a well-rounded blend of strength and endurance. But something will always be better than nothing. So if you've sat through this, heard all these tips and your head is spinning trying to figure out how to put all this together, take a deep breath because I've got you. Right now, I'm offering a 7-day trial of workouts in our Kettlebell Strength Collective. The Kettlebell Strength Collective is a monthly workout subscription that offers 3 full-body kettlebell workouts per week, mobility-focused warm-ups, and well-balanced workouts that ensure each muscle group is getting equal amounts of work. And whether you're brand new to the kettlebell or have some experience, there are technique breakdowns of every single exercise so you can nail the tiny details of each movement and maximize your progress. So if this sounds like something you'd be into, click the link below this video and claim your free 7-day trial of kettlebell workouts. With that said, hope you enjoyed this beginner's guide to the kettlebell. Until next time, stay humble, stay hungry, stay happy. I'll see you on the next one.